Parliament this Friday, an independent panel will now investigate whether we should be looking into President Cyril Ramaphosa's fitness to hold office. That's what National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula has confirmed in a letter to the leader of the African Transformation Movement, Vuyo Zungula, who's submitted, or had submitted, in fact, a motion through the party in June to the Speaker's office. Now, Zungula says that the President has violated his oath of office when he allegedly sought to cover up a robbery at his Phala Phala farm in February 2020. We can speak to the ATM leader now, who's joining us live. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Zungula. Welcome to Daytime Update. So the Speaker says your motion is now compliant with the way in which Parliament processes work, not quite the official start of an impeachment itself, but do you feel it's progress nonetheless?
There is progress, Thembinkosi, and also what's important that we note as the ATM is that it should not have taken 2 months for a speaker to grant us this. We believe that this delay is part of a cover-up to actually protect Ramaphosa from being held accountable. However, as we read that statement from the speaker, the independent panel must just, in fact, confirm what is out there in the public domain, that there is prima facie evidence that Ramaphosa can be impeached based on what the Constitution has said and what he has done in the Phala Phala farm scandal. So we believe as the ATM that there is no reason for a further delay, and we hope that this process will not be further delayed by the independent panel, because we can't wait for more than 2 or 3 months to hold Ramaphosa accountable for serious misconduct and gross violations of the Constitution.
But when you say that you feel that the initial decline, shall we say, from the Office of the National Assembly Speaker as far as moving ahead with your call for an impeachment process against the President, what happened at the time was that the Office of the Speaker said to you, the ATM, in correspondence that your motion as it was set out at that time was not compliant with the way in which the business of Parliament on these issues is meant to run. You then accepted, didn't you, that feedback and made amendments. So is it really honest of you to say that it was a cover-up when all you were told to do was to make those amendments, which you did indeed make, and now here we are?
The amendments that she required that we made it in mid-June already. And from those amendments, exactly as how she required as a speaker, she further later on said, no, make another amendments in which we complied already. The last the last letter we sent her was in mid-July. And however, it took from mid-July up until the 5th of August for her to actually accede, not to a new motion, because this motion was at her office from early June already. So what we understood or expected as the ATM is that immediately she says, correct this. Immediately when you correct it, she's going to grant us immediately, because she was not dealing with a new motion. She was dealing with the phrasing or the compliance of the motion in line with the rules. However, the fact that something that we corrected early July, we are only getting a positive response on the 5th of August, that we deem as a delay.
So even this then bit of progress comes with a caveat, doesn't it? Because and I want to read directly for people listening to the conversation, Parliament says a panel referral therefore does not constitute a parliamentary impeachment process, but an assessment of the supplied evidence by legal and constitutional experts to determine if, in terms of the Constitution, it is adequate to warrant a further process. So there could still be disappointment for you further down the line.
They may try as much as possible to cover up, but what we stated as the ATM, and when we are working on these submissions, we are working with our legal team that knows exactly what the Constitution is saying, and also assist us in terms of ensuring that what Mr. Ramaphosa has actually confessed by his own mouth, that indeed he had been trading, as a first citizen, as a public representative, as a president. And that goes, against what Section 96 of the Constitution, which says, a president or a member of cabinet cannot undertake any other paid work. Therefore, for us, we don't see this, winning. Even if they can try, we are going to go to court we are going to push as much as possible, Tembekile, for Ramaphosa to be held accountable.
And this here panel now that will now review whether or not we should indeed move ahead with your motion in its entirety could consist of a judge. It'll be 3 people. The Parliament statement says that these must be people who are fit and proper, competent, experienced, and respected. Like I said, one of them, or it may include a judge. Now, all the parties in Parliament will have until September to make nominations. Who would you want to be on the panel?
Look, we are meeting our legal representatives now because we do not want to be clumsy in our approach. We'd rather sit down, apply our minds, and when the time is right, we are going to communicate to the Speaker as to who is our nominee to sit on that panel. However, it is our strong view as the ATM is that people that will be serving on that panel, they must also be held accountable. Because if you are going to have all of these panels, all of these public representatives that are not held accountable, we are most likely to see a process which, like happened in Gandla, like it happened with the other, like Zondo Commission has stated, where Parliament fails in its constitutional obligation of holding the executive accountable.
I found it interesting that you said earlier in our conversation that what you in fact want to see happen now is this panel confirm your view, your suspicion of the president. Am I right to say that you will accept no other outcome from this process?
It's clear as daylight. Section 96 of the Constitution says if you are a member of cabinet, you cannot undertake any other paid work. Ramaphosa, on his own words, said he is, involved in the trading of animals. That money that was stolen, it was proceed from that particular sale. So even without getting to know the answers to the 31 questions of the public protector, by that one statement, there is a clear violation of the Constitution. Therefore, if a person would want to try and shield Ramaphosa from accountability, what will mean for us as the ATM, we can't accept being made fools for something that is clear that a person has violated the Constitution.
Vuyo Zungula, leader of the African Transformation Movement. Good to have your time, sir. Thank you for being on Daytime Update. We're going to